And just let me know when the court clerks are all set. I'll turn on the Times YouTube feed, Facebook feed.
We're live.
Yep, we're live. Andre, you can get it started. Thank you.
Thank you, Millie. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We're here as a Town of New Shore Town Council meeting via telecommunications pursuant to State of Rhode Island Executive Order 20-46, dated June 12th, 2020. The meeting is being streamed on the Town of New Shore's YouTube page, as well as the Black Island Times Facebook feed. If you're in the room and you'd like to participate, you can raise your hand on your phone by pressing *9. And you can mute and unmute by pressing *6. I would ask that people stay muted until they want to raise their hand. And the people that are here, I think we're ready. The first item on the agenda is the Town of New Shore Town Council is holding a public hearing to consider the amending the New Shore's Revised General Ordinance, Chapter 8, Licenses and Business Regulations, Article 4, Motorized Cycle Rental, Sections 878, Application 8-88, Hours of Operation, and 8-90, Safety. All persons for or against may be heard, and the Town Council may act on the proposal in the amendments hereto. So I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing regarding the proposed amendments to the New Shore General Ordinances, Chapter 8, Licenses and Business Regulations, Article 4, Motorized Cycle Rental. These proposed amendments have been posted and advertised, and the link to these proposed amendments is on the New Shore Clerk-based website. In addition, we are sharing them in this meeting electronically. I see there's a lot of people here, and I would like to say that if anybody would like to speak, given time constraints and whatnot, we'd like to limit that to about 2 minutes if possible. So with that, I will make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Seconded by Sven. All those in favor, Mark?
Aye.
Keith?
Yes.
Martha?
Aye.
Sven?
Aye.
I approve. Motion carries 5-0. And the public hearing is open. Does anybody have any comments, councilors? Before we start, does anybody from the public have any comments on the proposed agenda? I see a hand up. It's 1-860-690-8421. If you'd like to have some comment, please unmute your phone, state who you are, and we're listening.
Hi, this is Elliot Nirenberg, Andre, in Town Council. How are you?
Good, Elliot. How are you this afternoon?
Okay. I just want to thank all of you very much and the town manager, as well as Kathy Marola, for working very hard on putting forth the changes to the proposed ordinances, limiting what we're allowed to do under both the long ago agreement and state law. And I really urge you to pass these amendments so that some semblance of order can return to Block Island, and it can be the island it should be, and that the 1,000+ year-round residents and the several thousand homeowners, as well as day visitors, can have a safe and somewhat more peaceful. So thank you all for your work. We really appreciate it. And I urge you to please pass on those ordinances today. Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot. Thank you for your comments. Is there anybody else? I don't see any hands up.
Could you mute yourself?
Any more comments on the public hearing on the proposed item? Okay, with that, I'll make a motion to close the public.
Andre, there is somebody with their hand up.
Oh,
718-755-3681, excuse me.
718. Oh, where did they go? 718-755-3618. Please state your name and press star to unmute.
Hi, Andre. It's Sarah Bacon. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, Elliot beat me to it. I wanted to second his remarks. Thank you to all of the town council and Marianne and Kathy for your work on this. It's a huge step in the right direction. And I know it's taken time and energy, and we're very, very grateful that you have put forth greater safety measures, and in addition to reducing the hours, etc. It's a really, truly great step in the right direction. Thank you. And I, too, on behalf of Respect BI, encourage you all to vote yes on these. Thank you again. Signing off.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for your comments this afternoon. Anybody else? Clerks, I don't see any more hands up. Just double checking with you.
Neither do I. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for everybody for coming. I know it's been a big issue. So I'll make a motion to vote to close the public hearing regarding the proposed amendments to the New Shoreham General Ordinances, Chapter 8, Licenses and Business Regulation, Article 4, Motorized Cycle Rental.
I'm sorry. Just trying to raise my hand here.
Josh Park.
My name's Josh Parks. I'm from Attorney Beth Noonan's office. She's having some difficulty calling in, but is trying to do so. If it might be possible to just hold off for 1 minute here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We just let somebody in, Andre.
Okay.
Attorney Noonan.
Yep, that's me.
Beth Noonan?
No, Lisa Laurie, just listening.
Okay. We're waiting for somebody to get on, so you're not going to hear much right now. Beth Noonan?
No, Lisa Laurie, just listening.
Okay. We're waiting for somebody to get on, so you're not going to hear much right now.
Josh, this is the town clerk. If you can call me at 401-466-3200 with Beth Noonan's number, maybe we can help her get in that way.
Thank you. I will call you right now.
Or if Beth is not available, perhaps her associate can speak for him, so we don't hold everybody up for her.
Yep, 1 minute, Kathy.
Transit office and director.
Hi, it's Beth Noonan.
Hi, Beth. We can hear you.
Oh, great. Sorry. I apologize. I'm working at home. It's not working correctly today. So I did see the very start of the beginning of the meeting, and then I kind of lost connection. So I wanted to just weigh in with what we had submitted, well, with three things that I'd like to raise. We submitted on behalf of all of the license owners a letter dated March 1st, 2021 to the town clerk. Goes through the proposed amendments and why we believe they are legally impermissible regarding the powers that are set forth by state law under Rhode Island General Laws 31-19.3. 1, in that whole paragraph, we point out in that letter that some of those issues have been litigated before and lost. And in addition to that, we have the settlement agreement that is in place into 2022. So to the extent that we believe any of these proposed ordinances violate those restrictions, we do and will intend to challenge them going forward, whether it's for this year or next year, and it's not entirely clear to me which ones are going to apply. Clearly, we have license hearings tonight. Those applications were complete in 2020, and we would expect that the licenses are approved and operate under the rules in effect at the time that they were complete in 2020, meaning not these ordinances. Secondly, I raised the issue of potential recusal of the vote on these amendments by any of the council members. I'm not as familiar with necessarily everything on Block Island, but I do know that in the RIPTA hearings that I watched, just because these hearings were around the same time, people recused because they had taxi licenses. So I raised that as an issue as to whether or not recusal is appropriate for any of those taxi holders. And again, that comes to my mind because of what happened with RIPTA. Finally, a very specific, a little more in the nitty-gritty than our letter of March 1st, 2021, has to do with the hours of operation and rental that are being reduced under this ordinance, a proposed ordinance. It's our position that those changes to the hours are outside the scope not only of the regulatory authority, should not be enacted this year because they are after the license period of 2020 when they were filed. And then finally, it just factually has not been established that these changes in operating hours will have any impact whatsoever, or that they're warranted. So for that, reason, it's being changed from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning. I know early on there was some discussion that has to do with boat traffic. Well, that may have to do with boat traffic and who's coming off of the ferry. but that does not necessarily have to do just with the mopeds. So here you're singling out one business to restrict because of the perceived traffic problems at 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning. We will be retaining a traffic expert to review these issues. And I think Block Island has a lot of traffic issues that have been discussed as part of the RIPTA discussion, amongst others, historically, and not everything can be laid at the feet of the moped owners. Similarly, again, the restriction in the afternoon of rental time and return time, or operation versus rental. Again, aside from saying that perhaps later in the day, people are more prone to perhaps be under the influence, that's really not a necessary reason to not allow someone out at those times. It's more, that seems like a function of other businesses, including anyone with liquor licenses throughout the town. So I go through those issues specifically. One of the other areas, going back to the letter, is that they're adding vehicle operating license and testing agreements. I don't know if this is anything that has been discussed either in executive session with the council or more publicly, but we have a state scheme for regulating how vehicles are driven, and that is what applies. And if you have every municipality adding additional testing, licensing, training, additional testing requirements, it can lead to great confusion statewide, and that is the reason why certain businesses are, or regulations are preempted by the state. So I would caution the municipality about going forward and targeting these regulations at just one particular type of business, in this case, the mopeds. So I understand you'll take what vote you take. I'm here on behalf of the owners to state that, or the license holders, that we intend to enforce our rights fully, never deviating from the commitment to safety that our clients have. But I think we have different views of how we get there, and to the extent there are existing state and federal laws that govern this, and perhaps, trump the municipal requirements and establish statutory law and the settlement agreement between the owners and the municipality, we will enforce those rights.
Thank you, Beth.
I have nothing. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Did Julie Conant, I saw Julie Conant had a hand up. Is Julie Conant still here? Yes, she is. Julie, did you want to speak?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can, thank you.
Andre, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, yes, we can, Julie. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm not sure what the order is on this. I know you were trying to close the public hearing. Are we supposed to comment on what I'm reading in the paper as the proposed ordinances, or are you going to walk through them? I'm not sure. Sorry.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
So I didn't know whether you read out through what I'm reading in the paper as the proposals for the changes, or whether I can comment on that now.
You can comment on those because we had them posted on Clerkbase, and
Yep.
I think we can do a screen share if you want to post them up here. If you want to discuss each one, that's up to you.
Nope. I just have a comment on section B. I just didn't know when was the appropriate time to do that.
It's the appropriate time. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying, and I know I spoke up at a meeting when Keith was sort of writing these up, but at part B, so section 8-78, and then part B, you have language in there that's underlined to be added. Again, this might be stating the obvious, but the new ordinance at part B prescribes that the applicant submit a site plan. But my question is, who decides and what is the process for whether the vehicle proficiency area is acceptable under all of the other existing town ordinances, including but not limited to zoning, planning, HDC, conservation? In other words, I don't want the takeaway from this meeting to be that all because the applicant submits a site plan that is automatically accepted or permitted. So I just didn't want that to be the takeaway from the meeting. So in other words, they're meeting the letter of the law, they're submitting a site plan as you asked for, but who's then, and what is the process for who says whether that site is acceptable under all the other rules and ordinances?
Thank you. It's a good question. I'll refer that to either the town manager or solicitor, Kathy Marola.
That would be staff that would review, just like staff reviews all other items as it relates to any kind of applications with the town.
Okay, so when you say staff, do you include all those boards? Is that what you include in staff?
Staff is the liaison to those boards, so we'd start with the staff.
Okay. I mean, okay, I guess my question is, and Keith agreed to this isn't supposed to usurp any existing ordinances, for example, zoning. So these training proficiency areas would need to be permitted uses at whatever site the applicant,
Correct.
Proposes, correct? Okay. Okay, that was really my question. Just, like I said, I didn't want the takeaway, maybe stating the obvious, but I didn't want the takeaway to be for the applicant to just simply submit and then go with that.
15 seconds.
Thank you, Julie. And I know you've been at one of these meetings before and brought up that same issue.
Right. I'm kind of a stickler for detail, so I just didn't want the takeaway to be wrong. So
Nope.
I appreciate it though.
Nope.
And same thing. I appreciate everybody's work on this. And I'd love to see a safe and prosperous summer.
Yeah, thanks. Right, okay. Does anyone else have any comments on the item before us? Any more hands, Sven? Are you lit up there, or?
I am not.
Okay, Martha, all good?
All good.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing regarding the proposed amendments to the New Shoreham General Ordinance, Chapter 8, Licenses and Business Regulations, Article 4, Motorized Cycle Rental.
Second?
Seconded by Sven. All those in favor, Mark?
Aye.
Keith? Keith?
Second.
It looks like he's frozen. Okay, there he is.
Yeah, I was frozen. What do I need? An aye? Yes?
Aye.
Yes.
Martha?
Aye.
And Sven?
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. Motion carries 5-0. I'll entertain a motion from council.
Hey, what?
Does anybody
I'm
like?
sorry, I just continuously freezing. I apologize.
We got you. Anybody?
Yeah, you got me now.
Anybody want to make a motion?
Keith?
He's frozen
Oh.
again.
I'm sorry.
Keith, do you want to make a motion? I think was the question.
Yes, I'll make the motion. Maybe it's helpful if I turn off my video. Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the change in the ordinance as that we just heard.
Kathy Marola, is that a good enough motion?
Oh, yes, specifically, the motion is to adopt the proposed amendments to the New Shoreham General Ordinances, Chapter 8, License and Business Regulations, Article 4, Motorized Cycle Rental as advertised and presented. Is that the substance of the motion?
Yes, it is.
Motion has been made and seconded. I mean, is there a second?
There is a second.
Seconded. Motion has been made and seconded by Sven. All those in favor, Mark?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
Martha?
Nay.
Keith?
Yes.
I vote negative also. Motion carries 3-2. And we're off to the next item on the agenda, which would be the reconsideration of the February 17th, 2021 Town Council vote to review and approve deer and pheasant hunting dates for 21-2022. I don't believe I was at that meeting. Mary Ann, could you fill me in as to what?
Sure. At that particular meeting, the council voted on the hunting schedule for that year. And recent school town council meeting, I got some noise out here. Hang on. At a recent council meeting, the last council meeting, the council requested that that particular calendar be revisited specifically as it relates to February vacation, as to whether or not the council original vote was to allow hunting during February vacation, and the council has asked to reconsider that decision.
Okay, so as far as I know, in reconsideration within 45 days, whoever made the motion needs to motion to reconsider, and it has to be voted on. It has to be a unanimous decision to reconsider through all the members present. I can't make that motion because I was not present. So if somebody would like to open this up, it'd be somebody that was, those who voted in affirmative last time at the last meeting.
If I can go ahead, I was chairing the meeting at that time. I believe it was a unanimous vote. Glad to open it back up if everybody wants to, or if somebody else wants to.
Go ahead, Sven, if you want to make the motion.
Sure, I make a motion to reopen the discussion on deer hunting over the 2022 school break.
To reconsider the motion, is that correct?
Thank you. Reconsider the motion to have deer hunting over the school break in 2022.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded by Mark. All those in favor? Martha?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Ken? Keith?
Yes.
I can vote to do that, so I also vote in the affirmative. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, so there's on the table is the reconsideration of the deer hunting dates, specific, I believe, to the school vacation for the 21-22 deer hunting season.
Andra? Sorry, this is Millie. The original motion was for the whole season, so we would have you revote the whole season. But we can do that in an abbreviated form.
Are you saying Sven's got to go back and rework his motion?
As I understand it, Sven made a motion to reconsider the motion that was previously given, which was for the whole season.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry.
For 21-22.
And there were some minor changes in that with the pheasant and deer hunting, but you're exactly right, Millie.
Well, I wasn't at the meeting, so I'll be quiet now. I'll let you guys, Sven, I'll let you take over and fix what whatever you want us to do here.
So basically, we're revisiting the motion about deer hunting dates, of which there was one flip-flop of a deer and pheasant hunting. That original motion had hunting during the school vacation, and it passed unanimously. I believe there has been a request, or I know there's been a request to revisit this, of which we just opened that up. And so, Millie, if that's okay from a process point of view, I think the floor is open now. Mark or Martha, whoever would like to discuss anything about the deer hunting dates in the 21-22 season.
Yes, I'd like the elimination of school vacation, school year 21-22.
You want to eliminate the school vacation, or you want to eliminate hunting during the school vacation?
Everybody back to school. No, hunting during those days.
Have we confirmed that is in fact the school vacation is the last week of February next year?
Jessica Willis.
Yes.
Jessica Willis here. She's muted. If she could, I see. Yes.
I think Mary Ann said yes.
Oh, Mary Ann said yes. Okay.
Was it Mary Ann? Wasn't it?
I didn't say yes.
Somebody said yes.
I'm sorry, that
just
was
really,
Millie.
Okay, Millie. Okay.
Yeah, we did confirm the dates for the vacation, and it does coincide with the President's weekend. The President's weekend, and that following week.
Okay, thank you, Millie.
And I'm sorry, and the following week?
No, I'm sorry, the week following, the 4 days following the.
Okay, thank you. That's what I just wanted to be sure, because I think there was some confusion about when it was in years past.
when we talked about this before.
I don't have a
Okay.
calendar. What are those 4 days specific?
22nd through the 25th.
Thank you.
So deer hunting would end on the 18th of February.
Millie, for a point of order, because I think I'm going to be making the motion in a minute, or somebody will, can you remind me the pheasant and deer hunting dates that we flip-flopped? Can you remind me those dates? Because I'm going to have to repeat them.
Sure, I can give you I can give you all of the dates. The pheasant dates as approved were November 17th and 24th, December 8th, 22, and January 5th and 19th.
Is that all
Flip-flop
necessary?
No, maybe not.
The dates that were flip-flopped became a
is
pheasant
that-
hunting date for November 17th and became a deer hunting date for November 10th.
Okay, we're getting into quicksand. Why can't we simply act on an amendment to what we previously voted to eliminate those 4 days?
If we can, Millie or Molly or Kathy?
Yeah, there's no reason why you can't just repeat the motion with the elimination of those 4 days. So in other words, you would move to go forward with what was voted with the exception of those 4 days.
Okay. And Mark, did you make a motion to that?
I did not.
Would you like-
It's February 22nd to 25th. I would like to eliminate.
From the deer hunting calendar of 2021 season.
21, 22.
Oh,
Correct.
So Mark, I think the way it'd be phrased is to revise the deer hunting calendar with the removal of dates 22nd to the 25th, aligned with school vacation.
Correct.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, open for discussion. So in essence, it's revisiting and we're removing the school vacation from the hunting schedule. Any questions?
You want me to call the roll? Okay. Motion has been made and seconded motion has been made by Mark, seconded by Keith. All those in favor of the change to the hunting dates for next season? Mark?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Sven?
No.
Martha?
Yes.
And I think we should, I don't approve of those. I mean, I know, and also, we're trying to reduce the deer herd.
That's fine.
And some eliminate it, and reducing days just, I don't know. And we've been doing it for 3 years, so, or a good amount of time. So I vote no on that, but the motion will carry 3-2. And motion to adjourn, I guess.
Second.
Well, hold on.
Oh,
Do
sorry.
the only thing on the agenda is the 22, the dates for 22?
Well, it was, the only thing on the agenda was the hunting dates for 2021-2022.
So 23 is still hanging out there. Are we waiting, what are we waiting on for 23?
I think from my recollection of last discussion, it was, we're waiting for the school vacation dates.
Okay, I just want to be sure of that. Okay, great.
Anybody confirm my recollection?
I remember that too.
Okay, thank you, Sven.
And that we are not touching 22, 23 as of yet.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Sven. All those in favor, Mark?
Aye.
And Keith?
Yes.
Martha?
Aye.
Aye.
And of course, I'm in favor. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming in the middle of the afternoon. We'll be back tonight at 7.
Thank you.
See you tonight.